I started to read what he said. This is a couple of weeks ago. He was, or maybe this is September, but he was talking about people who are not vaccinated. He said they don't believe in science. They're often misogynistic, often racist. No, they're not.
That was not smart of him at all.
Right. He said, but they take up space. And with that, we have to make a choice in terms of a leader of the country. Do we tolerate these people?
Tolerate
these. Now you do sound like him.
That was...
And recently he talked about them holding unacceptable views.
Wow. I'm surprised to hear that Trudeau said those things.
You didn't see the blackface? I mean, no, I'm kidding about it. I'm not, I mean, that was not a good look for him. But, I mean, come on. I mean, that's, I think, what gets under people's skin.
Is that what gets under people's skin, Bill?
That's what gets under mine. Phony balonies.
Yeah, Dave.
Welcome to the Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Clint here with you on another glorious Saturday night. Coming to you from the bunker buried deep in the hills of northeastern Pennsylvania. Two men buried in the basement. Is that Joe Biden over there?
Not yet.
It's coming to a basement near you.
So do you think he's going to hit the campaign trail or what?
Yeah, from the basement.
He's going to do it again. I did it once. He's do it again.
Did it once. Do it again. There's going to be so much other shit going on. It ain't going to matter. That no one is even going to care about the presidential election.
Right.
Our country's going to be swarmed with illegals.
More so than they already
Millions
are.
of people dying from fentanyl. Crime-ridden streets.
That's because of the previous guy, he says. Remember?
No police to protect the weak and the innocent.
Right. Because they can't even do their jobs.
Our military depleted.
Correct.
Because we're not spending any money on our military. It's all gone over there to the Ukraine. Ukraine's military. And who's teaching these people how to use this stuff? Do they know already?
Nah, well, they actually, I just seen, I didn't send it to you, but General Milley said that there's I think he said there's 28,000 troops here.
Ukrainian troops here training.
They sent back like 12,000 already to learn how to use the equipment.
Okay, players.
But my question is actually, like you just said, like, so I posted a thing on Instagram. It was Russia Today, RT News, whatever. I get it. People were complaining like, oh, it's Russian propaganda or they're biased. Yeah, I understand that.
What is Russian propaganda?
RT News.
Okay.
So I get it, but what they were saying was, and I only clipped a certain part where they were saying, when the Ukrainians leave their post because the Russians are coming, they leave behind their weapons and stuff. So the guy was showing them like just full ammo cases, you know what I mean? The steel cases of 5.56 ammunition. And he says it's Western stuff, and he's like, they don't use it, they leave it, they don't care because it's not their stuff, and we use it, and we use their weapons, their rockets, and stuff like that. In the same thing that he was talking about, he says that 30% of the people that they're fighting are actually trained fighters. The rest are mobilized civilians that were handed weapons, and here you go, you're off to the front lines. Go
Ukraine or for Russia?
For Ukraine. Go figure it out. Well, this was the Wagner's PMC, which is the paramilitary group that it's basically like mercenaries that are Russians. So it's kind of like us using contractors in the CIA bases and stuff like that. So that's what that group of guys are.
Okay.
That took over this one part in I mean they're pretty much destroying the northern part of Ukraine there.
Yeah. Well, I don't care.
No, I know. I don't care. I just
destroy Ukraine, destroy Russia. I don't give a rat's ass.
no. I'm just going with what you're saying about how we're getting depleted and our stuff's getting sent over there and it's just getting wasted, just like Afghanistan, where the guys leave the stuff behind because they're not trained fighters to fight trained fighters.
Well, that was another debacle, another Joe Biden debacle.
No, I got it.
Do you?
Yeah.
The big problem.
Yes.
Is this border.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Mayorkas telling everybody that the cartels are spreading misinformation by telling everybody that the border is open.
It's the cartels spreading misinformation.
Yeah, it's the cartels. It's not them actually having the border open.
Right. He's
telling everybody, "Oh, it's closed. The border's closed." Yet 200,000 people a day. What is it? 2,000 a day just in one crossing point.
Yeah. It's not even the port of entry. It's just a regular open spot.
And the children that are being trafficked.
Right.
Can you imagine if Trump was president and this was going on? He'd be arrested, jailed, and executed.
Well, didn't he also say that there's 80? Who called him out on the 85,000 missing kids that are went to into foster care, but they're missing. They don't even know where they went.
Yeah, somebody did.
So
that's a disgrace.
But see, this is my point again. Like we see with our own eyes. Now, not we, because we're not on the border, but we see people posting from the border, and it's not the cartels going, yeah, this is misinformation. So I don't understand who's actually watches C-SPAN and watches that guy say that and goes, clearly it's the cartels, just misinformation. Like, you can watch videos, then this is the problem. Like, if you're not Fox or MSNBC or CNN or whatever other mainstream channel that you're on, well, those people are like, there's a lot of citizen journalists out here that are actually boots on the ground in these locations, in these spots, filming. And when you post that stuff for them, it's like, well, what else? This guy's here every day showing you these people that are crossing the border. When they're saying Chinese nationals are crossing the border, they're paying the cartel $30,000 a piece to come across the border. So, yeah, the cartels are... What do the cartels have to gain by telling people that the border's open? Like, why would they misinform people of that? Because we're going to take the cartel side now?
No, because we're going to take them in anyway.
No, I know, but I don't understand why he's blaming the cartels of misinformation.
Because he's not going to take responsibility for it. Who else do you think he's going to blame? He's going to blame Trump, and he's going to blame the cartels.
Well, my issue, like, even Congress, like the
senators
that are asking him, are they like, dude, that's bullshit? Like, I know, like, the one thing was like this week, like with the one little girl had, what was it, a crazy amount of...
Yeah, but when are we going to hold these fuckers accountable? This administration is breaking the fucking law.
I agree.
They're not following the law. Where is the fucking Congress? Why aren't we prosecuting these people for not following the law? Why isn't the Supreme Court holding somebody accountable for not fucking doing what they're supposed to be doing? Because his job is to follow the law, to defend this country, protect our borders. You can't just leave them wide open.
Sure you can.
Oh, it's so frustrating. And then everybody's like, well, you're racist because you don't want the borders open. Nothing to do with racism. It has to do with our country that our men and women lived and died and fought for.
Right.
So that we can enjoy the freedoms that we all have. And it's being taken from us right in front of our very eyes by these psychopathic, insane, drug pushing, transgender thinking, climate change hoax retards. They're all mental cases. And the people up top, all they want is power and control. Mm-hmm. They don't give a shit how this country turns out. They could care less if it turns into a third world country. They'll continue to have what they have, and they will continue to control people.
Yeah. Well, they'll continue to live the life the way they live it.
The only reason why somebody would want to see something destroyed is because they're fucking evil and they get joy out of it. There's no benefit for the devil for the world to be destroyed. Then what's he got? Sitting there by himself.
I guess.
Yeah, well, that's what these people are. Evil. They're freaking demons. You know, in the Bible, demons refer to themselves as they, them, and us, and we. Yeah. Yeah, that's where it all comes from. These people are demons. They're mental cases. They need help. They need their demons exorcised. But no, we placate to them, and we tell them that it's normal and it's okay. And everybody else is freaking crazy and racist and a bigot. But you're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Correct.
They're making all these perverted activities. No, they're normalizing them all. It's sick and twisted. And we're all just standing around with our thumbs up our asses. It's a joke.
Well, the people that you're trying to hold accountable to holding the people accountable are just as...
I know, they're just as crooked too.
Just as complicit.
Crooked too.
That's why I said earlier, like, it's not just... It doesn't matter who the president is. It's...
Well, I'm telling you right now.
We need term limits. We need to fucking... We need people to actually, like, show me how... Like, AOC's worth, I think, like $30 million now. How? How'd that happen?
You know how.
Does she make... Did she invent something? Does she build something? Does she sell something?
Wow.
How
did
she
she get
get her
for
money?
every person in Congress? None of them have done anything.
Oh, some people have. Like, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has a family, like, construction business or something down in Georgia. Like, they're listen, I get, but she's also, I mean, I saw, like, she on Unusual Whales, she was on there for selling stock too inside, you know, while the war was going on, before the war. So she knows shit. They're all dirty. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's Congress now, even just government, like you were saying, like with the 3-letter agencies and your Schwarme guy, all that stuff needs to go away. And that's why, like, even Trump was...
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, Ramaswamy. You got to say it like that? Schwame. No, but
I like me some.
And that was the guy you said.
Ramaswamy.
That was the guy with Bill Maher, right? You said.
I think that was him. Yeah.
So
I could Google him.
You have guys that, you know, and the IRS needs to be shut down. The Fed, you know what I mean? Like Treasury, like the FBI needs to be scaled back. The CIA, like back when, you know, JFK was talking about breaking it into 1,000 pieces. Guess what happened? You know what I mean? Yeah. He wasn't alone for this world after he said that. So you're pushing back. You had Chuck Schumer talking about, you know, when Trump was talking about disbanding some of this stuff, he said, you don't want to mess with the 3-letter. Yeah, that was him. Yeah. You don't want to mess with the 3-letter agencies because they know how to, 6 ways to Sunday to fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, so what did he know? So, I mean, we need kind of like what you said, like fresh blood, outsiders, people that had just like people that built something, built businesses, can create, not people that are just there because the fucking PACs put them there and paid their way, and now they owe all these favors to somebody else or 2 or 3 other companies or businesses that have their back. Like, that's where we need to start holding people accountable. Like, where's your money coming from? Where's your funding?
Well, I think Vivek Ramaswamy's a billionaire already, so that's what you need. Listen, I think Trump should take him on as his VP. I think they could turn this
somewhere
country
in a cabinet and let him get his feet wet. You know what I mean?
They can turn this country around, and Vivek could be the president for the next 8 years. It's listen. If we don't win this election,
the hardest. Yeah, I got it.
It's over, Johnny.
Well,
it's over, Johnny. There's nothing going to be left to save.
Yeah,
You'll be speaking Mandarin.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, like we talked about earlier with the kids that couldn't figure out, how many cents are in a dollar. Name 3 continents. You know what I mean? The kids like Alabama, Connecticut, and the guys like,
name 3 states.
Yeah,
good.
But like when I talk to my youngest daughter who's still in high school, I go, do you just because she likes her civics class and law class and stuff like that, and she tries debating people, and I'm like, do you do the Pledge of Allegiance anymore? She's like, no. I was like, that's fucking disgusting. And then she's like, we haven't done it since like 2 or 3 years now, probably closer to 3. And then she was at like the girls' lacrosse game. They played a national anthem, but nobody fucking cares. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody stands up. You know what I mean? Like, there's no pride of country anymore. There's no loving the land that you live in because you've been told. This is what I'm saying, huh?
Been told it's evil and racist.
Yeah, so why give a shit? So like you were just saying, like when there's going to come a time, and it's probably going to be when we're gone, because we are the people that are going to fight for it. But after we're gone, and these people that are in their maybe early 20s to below, it's going to who's going to fight? You might have pockets of people in the South and the Northeast and the Midwest, but West Coast doesn't fucking care. You know what I mean?
You think these blue-haired guys are going to come up?
No, that's what I'm saying. You're teaching kids guns are bad, masculinity's bad, everything's bad. You know what I mean? Everybody's wearing fucking tight jeans, sweatpants, and Crocs around fucking. I see people at work, not my work, but supermarkets, and you're wearing sweatpants and Crocs to work. When has that been acceptable? Why is that acceptable? Like, there's no standard anymore. Like, where's
you're not allowed to have one.
I know, but
because it offends somebody.
But where's the standard of? I mean, even having some fucking self-discipline in yourself.
It's offensive.
Or having some pride in the way you look.
No, it's offensive.
You show up like, you know what I mean?
Show up like you just rolled out of bed, and like you show up like you don't care.
No, and that's
the sad part.
It is. That's the state of the country, and it's gonna be worse because, like I said, I know you see it. There's gonna be. Listen, there's kids that are raised by parents like us. Sure, you're going to set them up, but I'm not having any younger kids. So, you know what I mean? I already have a son in the military. But he's 27, he's 28. He's looking to get out. So once he's done, I'm, you know what I mean? Like, that's the last guy. My daughters, they'll probably fight, but hopefully they don't marry some fucking half a fag.
Hey. Don't be so offensive.
You know what I'm saying.
Don't offend people.
Some candy ass that that doesn't want to fucking protect anybody and is willing to just okay, sure.
There's not many of those men left, bro.
Well, that's my problem.
There's not many left.
And I don't. Maybe it's just because we're up here in the hills of Pennsylvania and you know what I mean. Like we're in the Northeast corridor, so maybe that's part of it. You know what I mean. Different sections of the states.
We're going to have a new flag. The United States of America, where men are men and the women are too.
It could be.
That's the way it's going to be.
But it is frustrating because if you're not willing to fight for it, if you don't have pride in it, and you don't realize, like, I mean, even the history that they teach anymore isn't really, it's just bullshit. It's all like nonsense. And like we were saying earlier, everything's equity and equality, and that's not how. I mean, I guess in the future that's how the shit's gonna be. It's merit and hardworking people are just gonna get fucking shit on because you build something.
It's happening now.
No, I know. Like with everybody with Elon Musk buying Twitter, remember that? Like, why doesn't he spend his $44 billion to solve homeless or give it to food, help feed people? All right. How come we don't do that? We just send $50 billion to Ukraine. That's okay. Why don't we use that here to feed people, buy people's homes, get people off the streets, stop the drug use?
It's broken.
I can't do that. You gotta send it to Ukraine. You gotta help them. Like, shit it makes no sense. And nobody's held accountable. Nobody's watching where the money goes. It's just, Trump's bad. He was pointing out the good things of where the money was going, and it was like, nah, we have to do that. Well, why do we have to do that? Why do we have to do it? Who's helping us? Who's coming to save us? Who's helping fund our country? Just curious. We help everybody else. Nobody say who's helping us.
I don't know. We're $30-some trillion in debt, so I don't.
Well,
sounds like no one's helping us.
That new bill that he wants to sign.
He doesn't want to sign.
No. The new whatever it was, $5.2 trillion thing that they were trying to push through is going to have us at $52 trillion in debt by 2033. So 10 years, we're going to add. They're trying to add on.
He don't care. He'll be dead.
He's on. Yeah, I got that. But people don't just realize what's going on. And it's not like
wake up, America.
But it's like we said, I just sent over. No, you didn't. It's not your money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't consent to you sending millions and billions of dollars over to Ukraine. Listen, I hope the people are all right there, but when you hear that they're funneling money back to themselves, the Ukrainian leadership, I think it was like $400 million they funneled to themselves. How's that work?
Did you see those two kids that stole that car? 14 and I think it was 17 and a 14-year-old.
No.
They stole a car. I think it might have been in Texas.
Right.
They were evading the police. They T-boned a pickup truck and killed a 6-month-old little boy. And guess what they got?
Bail?
Misdemeanors. Criminal trespass they got.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this is where we're at, bro.
What was the community?
I don't know. It was a Hispanic
I meant
kid that died.
Who stole the car?
I don't know.
White supremacists?
Well, if it was, they would have mentioned that for sure.
Yeah, I saw something too similar where 17s shot a woman 7 times that was pregnant and stole her car. No problem. Yeah. But it's like you're saying, like there's nobody's holding those people accountable. Nope. But yet we got the call of action of trans people because they're persecuted. Where? How? Explain. You can't follow up with those questions.
I don't even give a shit for you to explain.
I'm just
shut the fuck up is what I'm saying.
When they say a phrase like that, show me. Where? Who's threatening them? On Reddit?
Anybody stops
on the keyboard?
Using it.
I'm not even talking about that dude. He's going to get a fucking hatchet to the head. That fucking guy. He's talking so much shit. You test me. Okay. Send me your address. I'll gladly come and test you.
He can't even get his fat ass out of the sofa
to have a legit conversation.
He's talking. God, man.
No, but that's what I mean. Like,
what's wrong with these dudes?
Call to arms. Now, if I were to do that, I would be deplatformed and hate speech because it's like that.
Well, you might get kicked off just for this.
I know. Well, you get thrown off of YouTube for not even like 4 posts, and just because your one video is getting traction, everybody's like, report it, because I was talking about Dylan Mulvaney. I wasn't even talking about it. That's what I mean. Like the
Some
shit,
other show.
Exactly. Like the shit we post isn't really I mean, this is us right here, but on Instagram and Facebook or wherever else, it's just other news clips of other videos. Like how are you deleting me? So I wanted to, before we get out of here, the AI stuff. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
The AI stuff. So like I heard what they're doing on YouTube, probably most social media and stuff now too, is they're transcribing. The AI can transcribe, because I don't know if you noticed, like on YouTube, our shit's you can see the transcript. So they're transcribing it, and then what they're doing, AI is going through and picking up the keywords. So that's how people are getting, like, you're like, cool, who's watching the show that's even like picking up? Well, they don't have to do it anymore.
AI's doing it.
Yeah. So as soon as like, so I saw like, the one group we're with, the one guys, To Do Men, like they had a big podcast with a bunch of the guys, and like because they clipped them up in a smaller shows, they got removed, and strikes against them for those shows. And it's like, it's because of what you're talking about. Nobody's actually sitting there. Like, it's not like the old days where like somebody's sitting there like, at 4:52, they said this. Like, now it's all just the computer's doing it. It's that easy. And it's the algorithms and everything else. So you can't even, like you said, like, we have to watch what we say, because free speech isn't free speech if you're speaking, if you have, the 50 stars and the 13 bars behind you. People get offended and upset about it, because that's the bastion of freedom, but you're not allowed to actually be free and speak your mind. And listen, we're not talking hate speech. We don't hate anybody. Just certain situations we dislike because we don't like your agenda. It's not that I don't like Joe's a great guy. His policies and fucking the presidency suck.
Right.
Why is that so hard to understand?
Well, I don't know. He's a great guy.
Well, I'm just meaning, like, I don't know Joe personally. I see his actions and everything he's doing
he's crooked. He's criminal.
Is not in the benefit of this country.
He's not somebody.
So I don't like him that
with.
way. Yeah, exactly. I don't like him, but I'm not talking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't speak ill of the guy. We just make fun of him because it's easy.
Well, because he's an easy target.
That's why, like, all the shit that they talked about Trump, that's why it's frustrating, because as soon as you start, getting some traction one way or the other, and shows like, I mean, we see it on our shows. There's like 300, 400, 500 views on some videos, and then it's 6. Come on, man. Like, it does. If you're going to be fair, balanced with your platforms, then be it. Just let everybody see what's going on. Why is it a problem?
You know why.
I know why.
Okay.
Because it's the same shit we were talking about in the beginning of when we started this. With all the juice, now it's all come out that everything we were talking about then
it's true.
Is true, factual, but we were fact-checked. Videos deleted, removed, strikes. We had a whole we had a whole channel removed.
I was
You were removed from TikTok. Twice.
I know. I was
removed from TikTok.
I was right from the beginning. Right from the beginning.
Like, if it's why are the drug cartels allowed to keep speaking misinformation? I just don't get it.
Yeah, well,
it's frustrating.
Somebody's getting paid.
Hit the links.
Hit the links. Check out Coach Dave on eBay. Get yourself a 2024 Donald Trump Keep America Great hat.
Or some baseball jerseys.
Yeah, or some of them too, if you like the Phillies. All right, everybody. The Orange Men will catch you on the next episode. It's great to be back. Great to be hanging out with my bud.
Yeah, man.
And Orange Men out.
Bye, everybody.
So long, gay boys.